Okay, let's move on. Apprenticeships, they're not supposed to be easy, whether that's in the kitchen, hairdressing, tools. You stick things out though, you learn and you get rewarded. That's the whole point. But I feel like there's this whole generation, and please don't come at me, of kids who think they can just walk into a top-paying, cruisy and competitive job without doing the hard yards first. Joining me now is Luke Mangan, who's in one of that really cool, amazing jobs, now important jobs, but he wasn't always. And you've experienced firsthand how amazing it is to do an apprenticeship, Luke. What are you seeing on the ground in terms of the number of young people picking them up?
Yeah, Erin, thanks for having me. But look, it's tough in any industry, and as you said in your opening comments, young kids have perhaps a different attitude to work in apprenticeships and things like that. But look, the apprenticeship is dropped. We don't have as many apprentices coming through, and I guess our industry probably has ourselves to blame a little bit. There's been wage scandals and things like that. However, doing an apprenticeship or getting into our industry is an amazing thing. You get to see and travel the world, but any field you get into, you really need to give 100%, as you know, whether it's journalism, hairdressing or whatever. The problem, I guess, now in our industry is that times are tough. Business is a bit tough with interest rates going up, all the prices, electricity, rents, etc., etc. So people are spending less. Businesses are a bit under more pressure. So apprenticeships are one of those things that can just take you around the world. And we do a lot with TAFE, and we're trying to do more with TAFE to pass on experiences and tell people that the industry can be great.
So you started out as an apprentice. I should have Googled that prior, but I'm assuming you did.
Yes, I did.
Just checking.
I was 15 when I started. 15.
Okay, so anyone young watching now,
yeah.
You were 15.
Not long ago.
Not long ago, 5-10 years max. But you were 15. You now
exactly.
own places like Luke's Kitchen, Glass in the Hilton, the restaurant on top of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. On cruise ships, you're a celebrity chef. You're living your absolute dream. And you started out working incredibly hard for essentially nothing. It's not a guarantee of success, but you're not going to get it without that, are you?
No, exactly right. I mean, I'd never obviously expected to have what I've got, but I was thankfully asked to leave school. So that's the best thing that happened to me. But I fell into a cooking apprenticeship at that age. And, I must admit, I didn't enjoy it for the first 4 years because the money wasn't great. And I was peeling potatoes and onions and washing pots bigger than me. And they were certainly long hours. Things have changed now in our industry. You're certainly not doing the 65, 70 hours a week that we were doing, and pay has got better. But there are a lot of rewards. I mean, in any industry, as we were saying before, even in what you do, there's so many ups and there's a few downs as well. But, we all go through those. But if it's something you want to do to achieve in being a chef or cook or anything in hospitality, the world is your oyster and the opportunities are there. So I really encourage young kids who want to experience things in the hospitality industry and get to travel the world. The world is your oyster.
Isn't it just? I'll leave you with this, and I'm not trying to trap you, I promise, but do you think young people are just lazier, or do they just have more options? Are they more distracted? Social media, this instant gratification? Or what's the issue, do you think?
Look, I think it's a different world from when I started my apprenticeship, obviously. But I just think younger people, if they're going to commit to whatever it may be, they've got to stick at it and understand that there are those ups and downs, and that's going to be in any field they do. And our industry at the moment is going through a lot of downs with the pressure on business. And talking about things like that, I mean, there's things the government can do to help small businesses in retail and hospitality. And think of the insidious tax of payroll tax. We get taxed to pay people and employ people. So that doesn't really help our business. Fringe benefits taxes and things like that. So, there's things that, put a pressure on small business, but there's things that the government, if they really cared about our industry, they could help. And that gets more people, more jobs. Younger kids can come into the industry and we employ more people. So you would think that would work as well.
Yeah, it makes far too much sense for most governments. Luke Mangan, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. Thanks for joining me.